Oh my god!
Mario Party, the not quite as popular but infinitely more rage-inducing younger brother to Mario Kart, is a franchise that started in the days of the Nintendo 64. It doesn't get as much love as the beloved racing title, but unlike Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, there are now 3 separate Mario Party games on the Nintendo Switch. Super Mario Party was the first, and did a lot to use the Switch's motion controls, but I'd say they almost relied too much on them. It also didn't have any online capability until years later, even when we were stuck in our houses. Mario Party Superstars in 2021 was an attempt to bring back the old school Mario Party formula by bringing back classic gameplay and nostalgic boards. And now in 2024, we have the third installment for Mario Party on the Nintendo Switch, Super Mario Party Jamboree. I hate this label. Unlike the others, there was a lot of hype, promising more modes, more characters, and more ways to enjoy Mario Party. While at first the game didn't interest me, I became more intrigued with each passing day and as they revealed more about the game. Eventually, I gave in and gave the new Mario Party a chance. But is this an all-star party, or are we one step away from a Bowser space? Let's find out. This game starts with Kamek being the host of this Mario Party. He talks about the islands and the party plaza and all the standard Mario Party stuff we should already know. He introduces all the playable characters as party guests, including Bowser? Isn't he usually the one trying to stop us from partying? I guess he decided to crash it instead. But if we play as him, who's going to get in our way? Leave it to Kamek to provide a simple solution to this sudden conundrum. Uh-oh. Kamek creates Impostor Bowser, a giant Bowser created to cause trouble and be the ultimate obstacle for all the party guests. I mean, I get it. Kamek thought, how could we make Bowser more intimidating? And he thought, let's make him bigger! We can put Impostor Bowser with all the other Bowser forms down there. We are taken to the party plaza. This is where you can do all the basic stuff, like seeing your records, listening to music tracks, or buying reactions to use in your game. The good stuff, the classic stuff, the stuff you see in all the games that you don't really care about. You get points every time you play a game or a mode, and every achievement you get in-game increases your rank, which helps you unlock more things like boards, music tracks, etc, etc. But the main thing you can do here is pick your character. There is quite a lot on this roster too. There's Mario, Luigi, Peach, Daisy, Toad, Toadette, Wario, Waluigi, Real Bowser, Bowser Jr., all his minions, and 2 unlockable characters, Ninja and Pauline. But how do we unlock them? Do we have to unlock all the boards? Do we have to win a game of Mario Party? Do we have to collect 7 stars while collecting 7 coins, while landing on 7 chance time spaces, all while winning the game at the same time? No. You just find them on the map, and then they're playable. That's it. I'm glad they are in the game, but why? Why are they so easy to unlock? I'm glad Ninja is one of my favorite characters to play in this game, but what's the point of unlocking him? It doesn't matter. You ride the hot air balloon from the plaza to whatever island you've chosen to go on. Each island has its own mode, bringing a unique flair to each location. Let's start with the mode that's 2/3 the name of the game, Mario Party. As the name implies, this is classic Mario Party, the same style you've been playing since the beginning, but with a few new twists. In case you don't know what that is, you and up to 3 friends, or maybe a computer player or 2, take turn rolling dice and moving on a board. Once all turns have been taken, you participate in a random minigame, where your roll is determined based on the space you landed on. For example, if you land on a blue space, but everyone else lands on a red space, the game will be a 1 versus 3. If everybody lands on blue or red, then it'll be an everybody versus everybody minigame. You can win coins as a result of each minigame. I don't think you lose any this time. This isn't Mario Party 1. The overall goal of the game is to collect the most stars. These stars will move to random spots on the map, and it becomes a race to reach them first. You must make your way to the star, and you gotta pay 20 coins to get it. Remember when I said there were blue and red spaces? There are lucky spaces, unlucky spaces, happening spaces, item spaces, Bowser spaces, versus spaces, chance time spaces, space here, space there, space everywhere! Space! By the way, the blue spaces will give you coins, and the red spaces will take them away. Man, Red, why you gotta be so mean? At the end of the game, everybody receives their tally of various factors from the overall game. Based on how well you did in these factors, you can get some bonus stars to push you over the top and win. This mode is a classic for a reason, and it is still enjoyable and fun to play years later. It's fun but chaotic, as it does take some skill to excel with the mini-games, but luck certainly plays a factor too. You also have added item shops where you can buy certain items to assist you in the party. Some items are helpful like mushrooms, double dice, and pipes, yet some are broken like the chomp call that moves the star around, or the golden pipe that warps you right to the star. And there are even some exclusive items specific to their board, usually helping you turn the tides a bit. And yes, there are multiple boards, both new and returning, in Mario Party Jamboree. And while there aren't a lot of them, all of them are memorable and have an interesting gimmick. For example, there's Goomba Lagoon, which is a series of islands complete with a Goomba volcano. As the game goes on, the tide rise and fall, so you can only navigate to certain islands on certain turns. If you approach the volcano, it will erupt with golden Goombas, or ooze, giving you an advantage or disadvantage during your luck. I love how the Goomba volcano kind of looks like chocolate. I want to eat it. Then there's the Wiggler's Tea Party, to make it around an area faster. Think of it like a living bridge. The Wiggler can even be moved if you hit a happening space, which can make for some interesting developments. Plus, there are honey pots you can get that might reward you if you're lucky. It's fun to see your opponent ready to get the star on the Wiggler, only for you to move them to the opposite side of the map. Oh, this game is so evil. Next is Rolling Raceway, where the gimmick is that you're all riding carts, but thankfully all different carts this time. Mario Party 10. The main gimmick is jumping and landing on springboards that bounce you to certain areas. It's a fun one if you want some Mario Kart with your Mario Party. Rounding out the new boards is Rainbow Galleria, a giant shopping mall filled with escalators and tons of shops. Some turns feature flash sales, where you can get items at a lower price. And you can even collect stamps from the various stores and bring them back to the start to get extra coins. This is probably my favorite of the new maps design-wise. It feels like a living, breathing mall. Although, why didn't they use Coconut Mall from Mario Kart? It was right there! But I guess Rainbow Galleria works too. There are even 2 returning boards from the previous Mario Party games. Mario's Rainbow Castle from Mario Party 1, where a tower switches between Toad and Bowser, and Western Land from Mario Party 2! The Milk Bar even comes back! You're not getting the star, you're getting a one-way trip to a hootenanny! Yeehaw! And that's not even all the boards! There's also... Oh, I'm sorry, I can't talk about it anymore. Impostor Bowser is getting mad at me. Each board looks absolutely gorgeous, and really fits the Mario setting. I love how visually appealing they are, and it really makes me interested in trying each one to get a different experience. Most offer a fun gimmick that makes each game unique and challenging. You have to use different strategies with the given board, and it makes you want to try all the different things you can do, just so you can see all the quirks. Are some boards better than others? Absolutely. There are some boards I would play multiple times, and others I only played once for the video, but none of them are bad. There's nothing as bad as Wario's Battle Canyon from Mario Party 1 anyway. Now, Mario Party Jamboree introduces a very distinct, and dare I say, infamous game mechanic, which in my opinion can break the game. And that mechanic features the third of the game's name, the Jamboree Buddy. In the middle of a game, you will find a sparkly version of one of the playable characters on your board. That's your Jamboree Buddy. A player must make their way to the Jamboree Buddy and will trigger a minigame or series of minigames for everybody, with each minigame being different depending on the character of the Jamboree Buddy, with whoever reaching the Jamboree Buddy first getting an advantage. The winner of the minigame has the Jamboree Buddy for the next 3 turns. But what is so special about this Jamboree Buddy? Well, everything that happens to the player happens to the Jamboree Buddy too. It essentially doubles the coins you get. You can buy 2 items at an item space. You can roll twice in a lucky or unlucky space. You can shop for 2 items. And of course, you can get 2 stars for 1 trip. This makes Jamboree Buddies one of the most broken mechanics in Mario Party. And this is considering Plunderer's Chest and the Wacky Watch. The player who gets the buddy will get a fantastic advantage, if for a short time. It makes sense to get them at all cost, even above getting a star. It can get disheartening though when somebody else gets the Jamboree Buddy, as it can feel like they're going to win by default.
I can't stop winning!
The only thing that balances this out is the fact that any player passing the buddied up player will pretty much steal that Jamboree Buddy from the other player, bestowing all the perks that come with them. These guys are kind of fair weather friends, I see.
Aw, dang.
This does make it a little more fair, but I still think the mechanic is a bit overpowered. But hey, that's Mario Party. You're not playing to be the best, you're playing to goof off and maybe end a friendship or 2. It's a chaotic game where the results can dramatically change in a single turn. And Jamboree Buddies can certainly add to that. Now, if you want to be a try-hard and competitive, Mario Party Jamboree introduces Pro Rules. If you want a little more skill in your Mario Party, you can play Pro Rules, where a lot of things are completely changed. First off, you learn about the bonus stars right before the game even starts, instead of the normal party mode, where they're announced at the very end. You also get to pick an item at the beginning of the game. And there's other rules tweaked here and there too. It focuses less on random chance and more on strategic winning, which is interesting in the Mario Party genre, although not what I signed up for personally. I like the randomness of Mario Party. I like the chaos of it. I like winning throughout most of the game, getting a chance time at the final turn, and then losing everything all at once. Am I sure I like this? Whether you're party or pro, Mario Party Jamboree's party mode is always a fun mode with friends, whether you play local co-op or online. Yes, online mode makes a return here, and honestly, it feels like the devs of the game made it a priority. And even if you don't have any friends to play with, there are still a lot of modes to try other than party mode. And I want to go over all of them. First off, let's talk about the story mode. Kamek is stressed out planning festivities in the party plaza, and you must help him set everything up. You do this by going to each board and helping the characters there with their various tasks. This can range from finding items, completing minigames, or participating in a boss minigame with the other playable characters you help. It's a simple mode and honestly not too difficult, sometimes feeling too easy at points. But it's still an entertaining mode. Plus, this is a good way to look at the boards you can play in the main party mode before trying them out yourself. Other than that though, it's pretty bare bones. The rest of the modes are all on the islands. I think the best way to describe their deal is to rank them from least favorite to most favorite. In honesty, a lot of these modes are pretty good. And then there's Paratroopa's Flying School. In this mode, Paratroopa has you flying around with a friend, and you have to take your Joy-Cons and flap them like you're trying to fly. It has 3 modes: a race with another player, a taxi service where you guide characters from one side of the island to the other, and free fly mode. This is my least favorite party mode for the game. It feels like they put this in to force the motion control aspect of previous Mario parties, and it's not that fun. I tried it once and my arms got tired not even halfway through. It just feels forced, and yeah, pass on this one. Toad's Factory is next, where you use Joy-Cons to control levers and move them up and down in order to get a ball into a hole. You go through certain challenges, each one getting harder and harder as you go. The fun comes if you add another player to the mix, with each person moving differently colored switches, because you have to work together to get the puzzle solved. It's not the greatest, and again relies heavily on the motion controls, but at least I didn't feel like I was going to have a heart attack while embarrassing myself playing a video game. Ever wanted to combine cooking mechanics with musical competency? Well, now you can with Mario Party Rhythm Kitchen. You and a group of 3 must work together to complete rhythm-based mini-games in order to create magnificent dishes. You do so by moving your Joy-Con in time with music, and the more on beat you are, the better your score. I love the aesthetic and presentation here, and how it feels like a legit cooking show with a host, judges, and everything. I'm half expecting Impostor Bowser to slam my head between two pieces of bread and ask me what kind of sandwich I am. It is what it is, but it is a nice mode, and I recommend it with a friend or two. You know what I need in my game where I play mini games? How about a whole bay of them? That's right, if you haven't had enough of them to this point, how about Mini Game Bay as a game mode? If you want to play a specific mini game, you can do it here. I barely use this mode, again only to get footage. But some people may want to play mini games without the party. Not me, but some people. Okay, on to two of the best modes in the game. The modes that make Mario Party Jamboree one of the best in the series. And the both modes that involve Impostor Bowser. Bowser's Kaboom Squad. Work together with a group of 8 to take down Impostor Bowser. You break crates, carry bombs, load them into a cannon, and blast you to bits, chipping away at his health over 5 rounds. At the end of each round, you have to complete a minigame by working together. Yes, working together, not trying to take each other down. And depending on how well you do, you get to choose an item that will help you out. These can range from getting a hammer to break crates faster, to the ability to increase your dash boosts in the level. There's even a lightning bolt that can strike Impostor Bowser. There's even a bell that can get you to call Impostor Bowser. Hey, Bowser, over here. Look at the bell. Yes, look at the bell. I have the bell. Who's got a bell? Who's got a bell? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. It's a chaotic mode that fits Mario Party as a series well, but offering the collaborative effort is a refreshing new take on the minigame modes. Plus, it's really fun seeing Bowser's health go down and beating him at the end together with the Power Star. It reminds me of the Mario movie. Okay, now on to the final mode, Koopathalon. Picture a race with 20 players. Why yes, this is a Mario Party Battle Royale. And in order to move, you collect coins, which you get from playing 3 separate mini games. The more coins you collect, the farther you get. You also level up your coin meter and get items that either help you out, like red coins, or hurt other players, like the Blooper or Kamek. Once you finish the round, you do an Impostor Bowser game, an elimination round where you must survive at all costs. Otherwise, you and everyone else who failed is sent back a few spaces depending on your placement. Then you play the 3 games again, but faster, rinse and repeat until you finish the race. I never thought a battle royale would work with Mario Party, but if it works with Tetris and F-Zero, I don't see why it can't work here too. And it certainly does. It's a fun mode and probably the quickest of the Mario Party modes. And even if you don't do well in a minigame the first time, it's nice to be able to practice so you can do better in subsequent rounds. Plus, it's always fun to see how far you can last in the Impostor Bowser minigames. Even though I usually die pretty quickly. My only complaint is that the minigames repeat a lot in this mode, even with separate races entirely. So you'll probably master them after 10 rounds or so. So there you have it. Quite a lot of modes, don't you agree? One reason I like this Mario Party is because it gives you so much to do, even if you have no one to play with. That's not to say the other ones weren't great in their own right, but you needed friends to play with, and some of them were only locally supported. Not only do you have the option to play by yourself in some of these, but with the addition of playing the main mode with randoms online. You can enjoy Jamboree whether you have friends or solo, and you don't need 3 computer players to do it this time. And I think that's what makes it special. But while I hate to be a party pooper, Mario Party Jamboree has some problems. Some issues from previous Mario Parties, and others exclusive to the new game. Yeah, the balance issues of minigames return in the series, especially the 1 versus 3 games. Sometimes the random minigame can be on your side, or screw you over, and some games just feel completely unfair or not fun to play. This makes sense, I mean there are like 100 minigames, not all of them are going to be good, but the stuff unique to Jamboree is a bit of a big one, and that's the pacing of the games. I was shocked to see the max amount of turns you can do per game is 30, but I was even more shocked that the game told me it would be 90 minutes for 10 turns. These games can go on for quite a while, And sure, a lot of it is the fact you can have minigames and such. But a lot of the pacing problems come from the animations and how slow the characters move across the board, dialogue, all that jazz. I remember in the older games, turns would go by so quick, maybe a minute or two per turn. Here, I'd say it could take 7 minutes on average to get through a round with everything that can happen. And while it doesn't drag, it does discourage people from playing longer games. I've only done 10-turn games because that's all I have time for, which is a shame because I feel some boards, like Rainbow Galleria, are designed with longer games in mind. But if you want to do that, it will take you a good 2 hours or more. I don't have that kind of time, and I know I'm not alone. It's not bad per se, I just wish the games were a bit more fast-paced. With that being said, Mario Party Jamboree is still a fantastic party game. Not only the best on the Switch, but one of the best in years. While it's not perfect, Mario Party Jamboree does so much to add onto the party game formula. New boards, new characters, new mechanics like Jamboree Buddies, and new modes like Koopathlon and Bowser's Kaboom Squad. It's not only fun with friends, but you have a good time by yourself, making it one of the most entertaining and enjoyable Mario parties I've played in a long time. If you are hosting a party with friends and you want a great game anyone can play, Mario Jamboree delivers in spades. And out of the 3 Switch Mario parties total, it is truly the must-have one for the console, and will put a smile on all the faces of your party guests as they compete to see who is the superstar. Super Mario Party Jamboree is truly an all-star game for the series. All right, I've had enough of you. Yeah, yeah!
Finish!
Come on, I had to throw in that joke somewhere. Thank you so much for watching all the way to the end. If you like what you saw, be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, and check out my other videos too. Special thanks to all the people who helped me out with the video. I couldn't have done it without all of you. Also, an extra special thanks to my Patreon patrons, including Mantelferox and Sabacom. If you'd like to join the Patreon, the link is in the description below, along with my Twitch and Instagram. Thank you so much, and I'll see you all in the next video. Have a good night.